You guys want to do mugs? Just joking. Oh, how many of you guys are doing what the heck is that called? IXL. Yeah. I think we're gonna do some mugs in IXL soon. Apole is like, oh please, yes. Yeah. And never called on me because he didn't know how to pronounce my name. Oh, oh yes, Wordly Wise. Yeah, bring back Wordly Wise into your dystopian. Okay. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into our small groups. Okay, and then we're going to share out what we're thinking. Use your, he yelled at me for using. Okay, stop already. We don't want to talk about Uncle Steve. We love him. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna break you guys up. Go ahead and you guys can share your slides. Just talk about it a little bit. What I want out of each and every one of you guys is I wonder statements. I wonder if you could blah blah blah. Just throw out some like suggestions, maybe even ask some questions. Okay, ask some questions. All right, let me make your breakout rooms. Yeah, here we go. You guys ready? Share. Oh, let's have the youngest go first. Jake, did you cut your hair?
Yes.
Looks good.
Thank you. My sister did it.
Oh, how lucky. Okay, okay. Thank you for making us go down the Uncle Steve wormhole. My goodness. Okay.
Sorry,
I know. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So let's go ahead. I don't know. Blaze is supposed to be in this room with you guys. He might have disappeared. Okay, so who's younger?
I'm 15, so
I'm born in April.
I was born in September.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
So, are we supposed to share what character we're gonna add into the book?
Just whatever you're thinking about for your brainstorm, yeah. So yeah.
Oh, our ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, are we supposed to explain like pretty much our plot?
Yeah, yeah. What you're thinking about writing.
Okay, so there's this dude, and everybody within a certain radius of him dies. Just immediately death. And he doesn't know it, or he realizes in the beginning of the book that this happens, but he finds out, he meets this girl, and this girl is immune to like the death. And so together they find out that he was like a science experiment or something from the government. And so he gets like flashbacks of what happened to him. And so eventually he finds out that he's like supposed to, he was like made to kill people within that certain radius because of overpopulation. And all the rich people like get, or they pay the military or like the government for like people like the girl who are immune, because every
story or not. Mine is basically has to do with ethnicity and sometimes how people like denounce them and try and hide them. So basically, what it is there's this place or this city, this cosmopolitan, as I should say, where there's a bunch of different people, different skin color and all that, but they all believe that they're all the same because they have very similar names. They don't have special names or anything like that, and they're just basically all labeled the same. And there's these two kids. They're very adventurous. One is really into history and all that, and one is really into adventures. And so what happens is they both go too far out of the city, and they go into this underground cave system where they meet this people called.
She there's the setting is like, the first setting is a city, and it's like ugly and impersonal and just like kind of like Fahrenheit. But then the place where she goes to during the night, or I don't really know for now, but where she goes to think, and it's really calm and beautiful and not ugly. And it's quiet there. Wait, where is it? It's quiet. And basically, wait, I need to. And okay, the girl's name is Emerald. I named because I have that name in my baby's name list on my notes. So I use that name. And she's like a really smart girl. She's very intelligent and she likes to think about everything. And but her family and the people who live in the city, they're all like angry at everything and mad and always letting out their anger at her. And they're like harassing her for being herself and like, why are you always thinking about everything? I don't know. Yeah. Um, I have to like think about, huh?
What's your cautionary tale?
Oh, it's not listening to young people.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ooh.
And it's also lack of understanding your self-worth. But I'm having a hard time explaining because I don't remember.
Mm.
But
I think I
Mm.
mean, like, even just setting your short story in like a futuristic family gathering, like it just sounds like nobody really pays attention to the kids unless they're being ordered
like,
to do stuff.
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's sad.
So basically the client, or the part where she does something is like she tries to talk to the queen because the queen is on the top of everybody and she's like the most angriest person ever. So she tries to talk to the queen, but s- there there's someone on the news and it says that someone dug up all the fake grass, and the queen stands up and yells at her and she's like, why would you kill the nature? And it's fake. It's literally fake. So she like gets so sad and mad. She doesn't ever get mad at anybody because she understands how that feels. So she leaves for 3 weeks and she doesn't come back home. So she just leaves. And it's like, wow, I actually did so much.
You
Okay,
did.
wait.
Yeah.
I have to like make it make sense.
Right. So I'm gonna suggest, because I think you have all these wonderful ideas and you
Yeah.
need to now focus it, because if not, you're just gonna sit there and going, now what? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think stick to like one or two solid points that you want to make and write about that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so when she's gone, she's, oh yeah, I forgot to say. She meets this girl. She meets this girl. Her name is Utoka. And she's just a little girl. she meets this girl, and this girl gives her so much good advice and help and support. And then she realizes that the girl is like an angel because she's glowing.
Mhm.
And as she's gone, she's in the country and she's just thinking about everything. And she's just spending her time with her own thoughts and trying to figure out why they're so mad and how to help them because she doesn't want to give up on them. Because I feel like she knows how all of this feels, so she just want to help everybody.
Mhm.
So while she's gone, she makes this water, happy water, and it's with flowers and from the fresh river water, and she puts it under the moon. And she like just keeps giving affirmations that you're happy, you're loved, you're open, and then she goes to the queen the next day and she gives it to her. It's yeah, so she gives the water to her. Then she doesn't even try and like yell at the queen or anything. She just talks to her and she asks her if she's okay. And she asks like a simple question. But then it ends up that all of this like suppressed anger and stuff just all came out just from and giving a sense of caring. And okay, yeah, this is a part where it's like so much thoughts because I was like, the water doesn't even have to do with anything because the water is just material. It's like a thing to give them to make them believe it's something's happening.
It's
But
a
it's actually
placebo, like a placebo pill. Do you know what those are?
no. Oh yeah, I heard that before. No, I don't.
Yeah. Camila, do you know what that is? What is it?
Isn't it like when you like think you're sick or something, and so they give you medicine so you think you feel better, even though it's not the medicine that's doing it?
Yeah. So sometimes like in you know when they test out medicine, so what they do is they give some actual medicine to like a test group, and some people also receive the sugar pill, like the fake pill. And so that's what that is, a placebo.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look that up.
Oh.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so the water isn't really the thing that's healing other people. It's just that they get to open up and let out their pain.
Mm.
That's what's healing them. And they get to think about what really hurt them. Yeah. So then, okay, so that's why it's also, oh my gosh, yeah. That's why it's also self-worth because once they, wait, I don't know what I'm talking about.
So in
But
the chat, I gave you the word placebo because maybe you can name one of your characters that,
oh,
yeah, or whatever. Okay. So at least you have it.
oh no, now I know
Yeah.
because them opening up to themselves, like their own pain,
Mm-hmm.
then they start to understand um Emerald. They start to want to understand and not keep dismissing her and saying what is wrong with you. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. There is a point to your story. Several points. Camila,
Yeah.
what did you hear from her brainstorm her?
Pretty much like this girl, she's like calm and stuff, and this queen has like stuff going on obviously, and she's like really mad and like yelling at her for the grass, and like she's like the girl, instead of like acting out, she kind of helps the queen open up. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I forgot to say that at the ending, um, the queen is like there waiting for Emerald to come outside of her like little house or the tunnel that goes from city to country, and she's waiting there, and she asks Emerald about her life, and then they all are. That's how it's gonna be a flash forward, and then in the beginning, it's gonna have the people at the country talking. I don't. Yeah, I think so.
What character are you trying to build in?
Oh yeah. I was thinking of maybe Clarice, but I don't know. I don't know how to work that out. Like, what does that mean?
Like, you know how when you watch movies and a cameo will happen, like a famous person will just like,
Yeah.
that's what it's going to be, but you're going to use it as like maybe insight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Clarice could work. Like, it could come in the form of, you know, reading an article, right? It just, they need to pop up somehow. So like I gave the example of like going to visit Giles Corey's grave because he was the last person on earth to have character. And on his tombstone it says, I died with character, or something like that. So you can just make something up like that, but still have the qualities or characteristics of that character. Okay.
Okay.
Did you already share? No, not yet. Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to move on. If you guys are, just start working on your first draft, okay? I'm gonna just visit a couple other rooms and then we'll end class early so that you guys can start working, okay? Actually, I'm just gonna end the rooms. Hoping that was enough time. Hopefully. Cool. Alicia, did you guys have enough time? Okay. All right. Where's everybody else? Okay, so as we wait for everybody else to pop back in, I'm going to give Membine as extra credit again. Okay, no more than 3 sessions. Just so that you guys can focus on this dystopian short story. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and get into our canvas so that we can start by using that template. I gave you guys a template for the MLA format so you guys can start plugging in, and then make sure you make a copy and then change the file name to your name, add your name to the end. Okay. Lakia, Membine is optional extra credit, okay? Only 3 sessions if you're gonna do extra credit. Okay, and I'm only giving one extra credit point per session. So just pick and choose wisely how you use your time, okay? All right, use the MLA template so that you guys can plug in your last name at the top right-hand corner in the header, and then just go ahead and fix the date, plug in your name. Okay, that's gonna be the template you're using. I'll give you guys another minute to create your copy. Please set your assignment to, or your doc to, anyone with the link can comment so that you lock, your settings so people can't erase your words. Kai, how you doing? You good? You made your copy already? Okay. All right, I'm gonna share my screen so I can go over some things with you, and then I'm gonna cut you guys loose. All right, so everybody can see this, correct? Okay. So what we have here is this is where you're submitting your first draft. So right at the top, underneath the picture, that's the template you're using. I'm going to require a minimum of 3 pages double space for this first draft. You're really just putting down your words on a Google Doc, and then we'll fix it later. So no worries. So just a friendly reminder, we are in the writing process. So if you've had me before, you guys know that you got to do this before you do the next step, right? So this week, your brainstorm was due. So now we're using that brainstorm. You're going to have it side by side so you guys can work on your first draft. Okay, your first draft is due next week. So if you have your planners, I would start plugging in these things, yeah? Your revision will be due December 2nd. So weird to say December. Didn't we just have like summer? Where did the time go? Boy, it moves fast when we're having fun in English class. Just joking. All right. So, and then you have basically 2 weeks from your final draft to transition your final draft story into a presentation. Everybody see that? Okay. So you can use Book Creator, iMovie, or Google Slide Presentation. Just up to you. If you want to use some kind of a different platform, just let me know. Okay, everybody clear on that? So you're going to have all this text, right? And then you're going to make a book out of it. So some of you guys are artists. Draw your pictures if you want. Okay, use Photoshop. That would be super cool. Okay, if you guys are really good at creating movies, then maybe you create a movie out of your short story instead. If you guys want to create a song for your movie, that would be awesome as well. Okay, so make sure you stick to this process, right? So if you didn't complete your brainstorm, I cannot next week grade your first draft, right? You see how it's going to stack up against you. Okay, so you need to make sure that you stay on task. Why? Because when we get to our final draft, I don't want to be grading a first draft. Okay, I've done it before where I kick the assignment back to you guys and say, I can't grade this because it's not a final draft. Okay, so just make sure you're following. Let me see. If you go down, if you look right here at the rubric for this first draft only, you're going to get 15 points for the minimum 3 pages completed short story, and then 5 points for the dialogue. So don't forget to put the dialogue in there. Okay, so let's have everybody click on the link to dialogue tips. Okay, and then it's this right here. Okay, I gotta go back one. Okay, so it's this. There's 11 tips on how to create dialogue. Okay, what I want to focus on is this. Everybody see this blue box right here with Barbara King Solver? Everybody see that, right? So I just want to point out something real simple here, and that is each time a character speaks, you start a new paragraph. Do you see that? The exchanges. So you should have a minimum of 6 exchanges. How many times is each character going to speak? Twice. Got it? Not twice. 3 times, right? My math was a little off. Okay. The other thing I want to point out is this. Go to this list. So your dialogue tags, which is like Rita said, we're going to make a rule. No S words. Okay. No said, says, or stated. So when you click on that, go ahead and click on that, please. Okay, you have the list of other words that you can use. Okay, mutter. Mutter is a really good one. Why? Because we're professional mutterers, right? Especially when we're asked, go do your chores. Go, you do your chores, right? We mutter under our breath, right? Because we know if we said it out loud, we'd be busted, right? Go feed the dogs. You feed the dogs, right? So we mutter it under our breath, right? Wash the dishes. That's not my dishes, right? So we mutter it under our breath. There's a difference between that and said. Said is boring. Said no can. But you could rant. How many of you guys are good at ranting? Yes, professional ranters. Ooh, there's some fancy words. Look at that. Vociferated. Gee, bring the thunder. Look at that, thundered. Yeah, not shouted, we thundered, right? When I was growing up, my mom, this little Japanese lady, short little Japanese lady, she used to make the walls shake when we forgot to cook rice. Okay, prideful words, uncertain words. There's the muttered. There's the, you can do murmured, mumbled, whispered, facilitated. Okay, so anyway, you guys all have your assignments. You guys know what to do. Okay, anybody have questions? Email me. If you guys need to meet tomorrow to bounce ideas off, I'm more than happy to. Okay, talk stories with you guys. Okay, being optional again. Okay, before we go, Blaze, I just want to just talk story with you just for a bit, and then we're good. Who is that behind you? Tia, who is that? I don't know who that is.
Hello.
Who is that?
Calum.
Oh, it's Calum. Tell him I said hello. Okay, bye you guys. Okay, brother man. All right, so we gotta move you forward, yeah. Did you get some ideas?
I think I'm gonna do something with like the government they found a vaccine for COVID-19, and then but then little do they know it's like messing with everyone.
Yeah, like mind control stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right on. Alrighty. Okay, so get your brainstorm done. Okay, it's gonna be late points, but we still gotta catch you up because if not, it's gonna be worse. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I did get in touch with your mama through email. Okay, so I think she said you're handling your stuff, so I think we're good to go. Let's check in tomorrow, okay? So you can make sure you're okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, Blaze.
Bye. Thank you.
Yep.